My name is Lisa Graves, and I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Media and Democracy. We're the publisher of prwatch.org, sourcewatch.org, and banksterusa.org. When I was growing up, I was taught about democracy from my grandmother. She fled two communist revolutions, both the communist revolution in Russia, she was from the Ukraine, and the communist revolution in China. And she came to the United States for freedom. And so we had a proud tradition in our house of honoring freedom. And on my other side of my family, my great-grandfather helped organize the unions in Colorado, the railway workers back when we had trolleys. And so I think I've got a long history in my family and a lot of commitment to our democracy, to the dream of America. I think the fundamental thing that ails our democracy is money. It's the concentration of wealth. It's the fact that we have, in essence, representation without taxation of too many corporations. And in fact, in the nonprofit world, with so many of these front groups, we have representation without taxation of them as well. And so we have a situation in which people of enormous wealth are having an incredible influence on our policy and doing it largely behind the scenes. And that money is drowning out the voices of ordinary Americans. And it's not just drowning out those voices. That money is also propagandizing, influencing people to believe things that simply aren't true. Citizens United has made a bad situation worse. Before Citizens United, there was already too much influence in Congress by lobbyists and by CEOs and corporations. After Citizens United, the Supreme Court, 5 members of the Supreme Court, 5 guys on the court, basically gave front groups, in essence, a blank check, and corporations a blank check, a literally blank check, to spend unlimited money influencing our elections through what are known as issue ads, which are really intended to affect the outcome. When you look at some of the groups that were involved in the midterm elections, the first election after Citizens United, you see an expansion of front group activity, of activity by groups with fancy names that are involved in telling people about the deficit, telling people about spending in a distorted way, in the same distorted way that suggested that Democrats were the problem in deficit spending, for example, as opposed to being fair about the causes of deficit spending in this country. Those groups just went crazy, in essence, during the 2010 election, and it's going to get worse in the 2012 election. The American people certainly can fight this. I've seen a lot of fights in Washington, and everyone thinks their fight is the biggest fight. This is the most important issue, and there are a lot of really important issues out there. But if we don't address the polluting, corrupting influence of money in our democracy, we're going to lose our democracy.